The gas scooter electric pull start. What you need to know.
Hello, I'm gonna try to explain something about these starters. I bought this engine because it came with a starter and it's about $100 on eBay, so I figured why not. And I wanted to actually put the electric starter on my old 33cc engine, but it's a 59cc engine that it came with, and apparently you have to have a different kind of shaft to put this in, and I'll show you what I mean just a minute. I'm gonna tell you that when I got this engine, I pulled this starter cord out and it got stuck and it wouldn't retract, so I loosened these bolts up here and it snapped back, and I thought that was the end of my problems. So I tightened the bolts down, and I noticed there was this really horrible scraping noise from the engine as I pulled it slowly again, and it would retract again. But this was like this, it would skip, you know, and kind of hurt actually if you gave it a big tug, and it would slip and catch. And I started wondering what that horrible sound came from, the horrible scraping noise as I pulled it slowly. So I'll show you what happened here. Let me take this cover off real quick. So I got to looking around in here and it wasn't coming from this, and I started turning this over and it was scraping and scraping and screech, you know. I was like, what the heck? Then I got this out and started loosening this up, and it's a lot easier to do without the camera. But I got to taking this nut off, and then got to looking at this thing, and it sure doesn't seem right. It sure is a lot floppier than, I mean, it's got a lot of flop room. How do you keep that thing in there, you know, with the alignment it needs to stay straight? This thing will cause quite a bit of vibrations, you know, like that. And so took this out, and darn bolt. It just doesn't seem right, man. Should that thing be kind of... I got to looking around on the internet, and this is not the right setup. This is just funky, punky, monkey junk is what it is. And then all of a sudden, it dawned on me. Alright. So I tore this whole motor apart because it was still squeaking and squealing, and you know, just turning it over really slowly. But this thing was not aligned right. That was the problem. And I tore the whole motor apart, and when I put it back together, it was still squealing a little bit, you know, when you turned it over. So got to thinking, this thing's not aligned at all. So what you need to do is get yourself some feeler gauges. By the way, they don't have pins in here like a high quality thing. It's they ground the pins off or something like that. That's just stupid. But anyhow, get your feeler gauge in around there, and you know, tighten it up slowly and make sure that you have clearance around there, and it'll sit right, and then you're not going to have any grinding noises. I mean, I tore the whole thing apart, looked at the bearings, put some WD-40 in there, and It sounded like it was coming from another place, but that was the problem. This is the proper bolt. It came today. I'm very happy to get this and shoot this video and show you this. This is the bolt that goes in there. This is funky punky monkey junk is what it is. And your starter paw is the part where this screws into. And anyhow, I was able to convince the lady at the place I bought this from in Los Angeles to refund me enough money to get this bolt. So if you have problems with your starter paw skipping, and that's the fix you need. Flash forward 6 months. I've been doing extensive testing on the scooter here and these starter motors. It's great if you can cool them down and keep them cool. They will last a lot longer. They can be rebuilt. But when you have these problems where the wires are no longer available or above the line where you can clip the... If you can't clip the brushes to the wires, it's not worth saving. Might as well buy a new one. But you can rebuild them. I leave mine open, my starter. I don't have a pull starter on this anymore. I don't use that. Get as much cooling as possible. I don't know if you can see it, but I've drilled, put some holes back here to allow extra cooling. The brushes seem to last a whole lot longer. It's significant how much longer they last. And I keep my pull starter in my backpack to just have an emergency situation where I have to pull start or something. But that's never had to happen yet. Developing this new exhaust here. It's seems to have a whole lot more power, a lot less noise, and significant amount of fuel economy improvements. Do another video on that later, but I think it's putting out about 3.5 to 4 horsepower. It climbs hills. I've been climbing about 20% grades with it, no problem, and I weigh about 210 pounds, so that's pretty good.
This is the best scooter design ever. I've got thousands of hours in real-world research and development. I am developing these new scooters soon. Designed to last, easy to use, less vibration, better economy, low noise, high power, made of the best materials. It's the highest visibility that we see out on the road. To find out more, ollie over to the subscribe and grind the bell. Thanks. Have a great day.